Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. So right here is a package that's arrived from Japan. It's the first guitar I've imported, and that's a story unto itself that we'll get into in a second. But it's no secret, if you've been around this channel, I love Les Pauls. And that's something I managed to bring up in almost every single video for absolutely no reason. But this time, there's actually a purpose. Now, there's a lot of legend and a lot of lore around made in Japan Les Pauls, especially in the US, because over here, Gibson has the Les Paul shape on lockdown. That's not a topic we're really gonna get into right now, but you know the situation. Gibson makes great guitars, and they're also very lawyer happy. The result is, a lot of us have heard about these mythical Japanese Les Pauls that have the classic shape, the classic thickness, great quality at usually better prices, but a lot of us never actually get to play them because they're only sold in Japan. Now, I've been lucky enough to have played a Tokai, a Bernie, I own an Edwards, they're all great, but there's one brand I've heard tales of and never managed to find in the wild. Now, I need another Les Paul like I need a kick in the nuts. Like, actually, it's getting out of hand. If I buy another Les Paul, someone kick me in the nuts. But in here is supposed to be the holy grail of made in Japan Les Pauls. I've wanted to at least get one on the channel for us to check out together, see if it lives up to that holy grail status, see how it compares to the US made Gibson. So this is really exciting. Let's unbox it and take a closer look. Really solid job with the packaging. You can see even though it's in a hard case, it's been bubble wrapped. For anyone wanting to ship a guitar overseas, take some notes. Even though it's in a hard case, it's in some bubble wrap. That's really nice. And then the box has been stuffed with everything from packing paper to peanuts. You can get some great discounts on something. 70% off business attire. Excellent. Free fitness classes. Fuck yes. A Yamaha Roborock. No thanks. I'm an iRobot guy. Even more packaging. These guys do not mess around. Alright, so firstly we can get a great deal on some avocados. Shout out to my fellow basic bitches. But more importantly, here it is, a Navigator N-LP-CTM. Basically a classic Les Paul custom built by Navigator. Now you may have noticed the broken line diamond on the headstock is the same as Edwards, and that's because both Navigator and Edwards are Japan exclusive ESP owned brands. Edwards is a more affordable mass production line. Navigator, from what I understand, is made by the ESP custom shop in Japan. So both focus on direct copies of Fender and Gibson models, but Navigator is their super premium brand. And they're supposed to put even Gibson and Fender custom shop models to shame. So let's see. As I mentioned, these are quite difficult to get in the US, and even more difficult at a decent price. Navigators, as part of ESP's highest end brand, tend to retain their value relative to other Les Paul copies. So I found this one at a very decent price, like less than half that it would be new. Problem was, it was located in Japan. Predictable. And the store it was at would not ship it directly. But I did see it listed over and over and over again on eBay. And this is actually pretty common. Basically, it's not a scam. There are various third-party brokers in Japan that don't actually own the guitar yet. They take pictures of the original listing, add their service fees to the price, and put that up as a listing on eBay. That's why you see so many listings of the exact same guitar with the exact same pictures on eBay at a bunch of different prices. And if you go to any of the sellers' pages, they've got hundreds, if not thousands of such listings. They don't own any of these guitars, they only buy them off the original seller when you purchase their listing. I have no idea if that's legal, whether it adheres to eBay's terms of service to sell something you don't currently have in your possession. It is definitely against reverbs, which is why you don't see anything like that over there. And we won't dive into the ethics either. What I will say is that as long as you do your research and don't jump on one of the overpriced listings, it does make getting these imported guitars easier if you're like me and don't have a trusted broker in Japan. If I did, probably could have gotten this at a better price, but this seller, they packaged it up nicely, did all the customs paperwork, and because it's through eBay and PayPal, you do have that layer of protection. So if they can't get the guitar, someone else has already bought it, you just get your money refunded through PayPal. So it was 120 bucks for shipping. Then coming from Japan to the US, it was an additional 120 bucks in import fees. So bear that in mind if you're shopping for Japanese Les Pauls. Now, how was I able to justify the additional fees for a YouTube video for you guys? Well, with the help of today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. That's right, boys, we got a real big boy YouTube sponsor today. Now, Raid may be one of the biggest memes on YouTube, but it's actually a pretty fun mobile game as well. Think old school Final Fantasy type gameplay, so super addictive. Now, for the longest time, I was using an outdated phone. Went to college with a first gen Motorola Razr, for God's sake. Now that I've gotten a proper phone, holy crap, mobile games have gotten so good. Or maybe I'm just really easily entertained. Either way, I downloaded the game and I've played console games with worse graphics. There are a ton of champions to use in battle. I like this dude, Turvold. Yes, he's carrying a sword that makes it look like he's compensating for something, but he also deals a stupid amount of damage. And this dude, the Archmage, he's like Gandalf, who's taken Marcus Phoenix levels of steroids. And I like how there's so much to do in the game. There's variety in the champions, the items, the skills, the in-game events. There's clans, dungeon boss battles, PvP arenas, and they're always adding. Just this month, there's another 11 champions, almost 200 new missions with an exclusive legendary champion as a completion reward, and 5 new levels to every existing dungeon in the game. If that sounds like a lot, it is. There's a lot to do. So go and check it out. Download link in the description. It's fun, it's free, and clicking the link really helps out the channel. So thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for making it possible for us to check out this Navigator together. But in the meantime, let's jump into a demo track and hear what this guitar sounds like. So just a few final thoughts. It's hard to explain over a YouTube video just how good this actually is, and it should be for how much it costs. But basically, I will never be buying another Gibson. Well, actually, that's a great title for the video, but probably not true. What is true is that quality-wise, this is the best Les Paul Custom I've ever played. So now that I've got a Navigator, I will probably never ever buy a new from the factory Gibson Les Paul Custom, because this has the same specs as the current ones and it just feels so much more satisfying than any Gibson I have ever played. Okay, this is gonna sound really dumb and it's gonna prove a point that I've seen thrown around on the internet a lot. Les Pauls are generally not the easiest guitars to play, and that's kind of the appeal. Or at least I thought it was. Like, the best way I can put it is that that demo track was originally written years ago for a Super Strap. I really like it, been meaning to bring it back, update it, make it better. But at least for me, and admittedly I don't practice enough, those aren't the easiest riffs. As soon as I picked this guitar up though, it was like, holy shit. Essentially, what this is, it's ESP Japan beating Gibson at its own game. What I think it comes down to is the attention to detail here is insane. It's immaculate. All the specs are proper, Les Paul correct, round chunky neck, ABR style bridge. This is a 2008, but it's got a nitro finish, so the color will continue to age. Hopefully some nice patina and finish checking as the guitar gets older. It's accurate to a proper Les Paul, even down to the fret nib fingerboard binding, which is just nuts. This is the only non-Gibson production model I've ever come across that has that as a standard spec. Most companies don't do it because it is a pain in the ass. It's less time consuming to just round the fret ends properly. And the nibs get completely destroyed during most refrets anyways, but they feel so good. Such a premium feel on the edge of the fingerboard. And it's clear the previous owner loved this thing too. It's got dings, it's got scratches, and I guess the previous owner was a camel or something, because how does this happen to pickup covers without a concentrated acid bomb? That's right, camels actually shoot acid bombs from their stomachs when they're threatened. That's your fun fact for the day. But signs of use aside, the fretwork is awesome. The mother of pearl inlays absolutely glow. The fingerboard, it's got that ESP thing where it's super shiny and well polished, same as my ESP standard Eclipse. The guitar is heavy, but not too heavy. It's the perfect weight for a Les Paul. That could just be a coincidence because wood is wood and there's a little bit of RNG involved, but all the same, it adds to that vibe of perfection. Could be the Honduran mahogany. Never played a guitar that's actually specified that before, so maybe. All I can really say is that this is built different. The Goto hardware is awesome. I rate Goto Japan up there with the best of the best. The Seymour Duncan pickups sound great. Something about Gibson pickups, I've never quite gotten along with most of them, to the point where for a long time I thought I just didn't like PAFs. But these Seth lovers are fantastic, which makes absolutely no sense because these are like super faithful PAF reproductions. I don't know, it's like Tenet.
Don't try to understand it. Feel it.
Not usually what I'd consider a first choice for high gain, but they're so smooth, so creamy. Let's look inside the control cavity real quick. Look at that shit. It's perfection. The hard case, I mean, it's pretty standard. I like the green plush, and that's really the only notable thing about it. We move. But yeah, forget the holy grail of made in Japan Les Pauls. This is like the holy grail of Les Pauls, period. Like, the general perception of MIJ Les Paul copies is that they're Gibson substitutes for pro level quality on a tighter budget. And in a lot of cases they are. Like, that's what I'd consider the Edwards brand to be, for example. For the money, they make some incredible Les Pauls. This Navigator though, it's not cheap. New, it's the same price as a Gibson Les Paul Custom, and the quality is god tier. Like, half the reason I picked it up is because I knew even after taxes and fees, I could probably flip it for a better price in the US, but nah, that's not happening anymore. I'm clearing out room with other guitars and I'm keeping this. The only thing I think I'll do is remove the pickguard. I like that cleaner look. JK, I have no idea how the yellowing has accelerated under the pickguard compared to the rest of the guitar, but that is nasty. The pickguard stays on. Final note, I guess, if the point hasn't been clear yet, I'm amazed. I've played a lot of Les Pauls. This one is perfection. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit the like button. These, of course, just my opinions. I would love to know what you think. Thanks to the sponsor of the video and to Luke Kramer for killing the mix. Social media, merch, and Discord server links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I'll see you for the next video.